Man, this week's been wild for the Raiders. 2 tight ends down, Colton Miller missing, and the offense trying to find its rhythm again. Pete Carroll's crew faces another massive test against the Colts, and trade rumors just won't quit circling around Mayer. And after that brutal loss to the Bears, Geno's fire is burning. Stick around. The last update's pure chaos. But hey, before we dive into all that, quick thing, Raider Nation, make sure you're subscribed, all right? It's free, and it seriously helps this channel keep rolling. Smash that like too, so YouTube sends this to more silver and black fans. And drop your take in the comments. This space is for every diehard Raider out there. Just win, baby. Man, you can't make this stuff up. Just when it looked like the Raiders were getting a little rhythm, boom, both tight ends go down. Michael Mayer's out with a concussion. Brock Bowers trending the same direction with that knee issue. That's 2 big weapons gone right before facing the Colts. It's like the football gods looked at us and said, let's make it harder for Vegas. Now, I know some people out there were saying, we'll be fine, we've got depth. But let's be real. And when both your top tight ends are out, that changes everything. You lose those blocking options, those short safety valve routes for Geno Smith, those red zone mismatches, and you're asking Ian Thomas to suddenly step up when he's barely seen the field this season. It's not just next man up, it's a full adjustment to the playbook. The crazy part is Bowers actually looked close to returning earlier in the week. Reports said he was moving well, the swelling was down, then Friday came and his knee just didn't respond. That's the kind of setback that worries you, because once those injuries start lingering, it's hard to trust the timeline. Raider Nation knows this pain. We've seen it before. So what does this mean for Sunday? It probably means a heavier dose of Ashton Jeanty and the running game. The Colts defense loves to bait quarterbacks into mistakes, and Geno's been tossing too many of those lately. The linebackers and corners in Indy are ball hawks, man. Like, they'll make you pay for even a split-second hesitation. So, yeah, you better believe Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly are dialing up a plan that keeps the ball on the ground more. Now, there's one silver lining. Jeanty looked electric last week. 3 touchdowns, over 130 yards on the ground, and that burst we've all been waiting to see. The dude runs angry, and that's exactly what the Raiders need right now. It's not the prettiest way to win, but Smash Mouth football is part of the Raiders' DNA. That's our brand. Still, this whole thing changes how teams will defend us. Without those tight ends pulling coverage or helping in protection, defenses can load the box and make Geno beat them through the air. And lately, that's been risky business. To be honest with you, Raider Nation, this next stretch is going to test everyone. Coaches, players, and fans. But that's what we do, right? We ride through the chaos together. Because something tells me this next matchup won't be about fancy schemes. It'll be about heart. And speaking of heart, wait till you hear what the offense has to face next. Now here's the kicker. Raider Nation. As if losing both tight ends wasn't enough, here comes another gut punch. Colton Miller is out. Yeah, the anchor of that offensive line, the dude who's been holding down Geno's blind side, he's not suiting up against the Colts. That changes everything about how this offense has to operate on Sunday. Chip Kelly, our offensive coordinator, said it straight up this week. This Colts defense is no joke. They disguise everything, they move pre-snap, and they bait quarterbacks into bad reads. Lou Anarumo's system is built to confuse, and it's working. Colts are sitting at 3-1 for a reason. They're physical, they fly to the ball, and they don't give up explosive plays. You can't just drop back and hope something opens up. They'll shut that down quick. So, what's the plan now? From what I'm hearing, Kelly's been hammering quick passes, screens, and motion all week. Geno's got to get the ball out faster. No holding it, no double clutching. Because without Miller, protection is going to be shaky, and those Colts pass rushers are coming in hot. It's survival mode in the trenches. But let's give some credit here. Chip's seen a lot in this league. The man knows how to scheme around weaknesses. He talked about how much Geno's experience matters right now, and honestly, he's right. Geno's been through ups and downs, and he's still standing. This is where that veteran mindset's got to show up. And you know what, Raider Nation? Maybe this is the week we see something different. The offense hasn't exactly clicked yet. Flashes here and there, but not 4 full quarters of dominance. If there's ever a time to prove you belong, this is it. On the road, shorthanded, against a tough defense, that's Raider football right there. To be honest with you guys, part of me loves this kind of challenge. It's gritty, it's uncomfortable, it's what separates pretenders from believers. You can talk all you want about stats, but when you walk into a hostile stadium missing key players and still swing back, that's pride, that's identity. Now, can the line hold? That's the big question. Without Miller, every protection call gets riskier. Every blitz becomes scarier. Geno's awareness has to be on another level. No hero throws, just smart football. And if Ginty can get rolling again, that takes pressure off everyone. So yeah, it's going to be a test, not just of skill, but of will. And the way this team responds might tell us what kind of season we're in for, because coming up next, we've got something even bigger. Pete Carroll's entire era being put to the test. Tell you what, this next part feels different, Raider Nation. This isn't just another matchup on the schedule. This one's about Pete Carroll's era proving it can stand tall when things get messy. Every week's been a fight, but now the spotlight's on. Geno Smith said it himself, the Colts are loaded. You look at that defensive front, Buckner, Stewart, those guys are monsters. And behind them, you've got Franklin flying around making tackles like a machine, and two corners who play with pure confidence. These aren't rookies trying to figure it out. These are pros who smell blood in the pocket. So, what does that mean for the Raiders? Execution. Plain and simple. The plays are there, the talent's there, but now it's about finishing drives, limiting mistakes, and showing heart. That's where Carroll's message has to hit. You can talk all you want about culture and toughness, but this is where you prove it. Now, I'll say this, Ashton Ginty might be the spark this team needs. The kid's been electric. Every carry looks like he's got something to prove, like he's trying to drag the whole offense on his back, and that energy spreads, man. When a running back runs like that, the whole huddle feeds off it. Carroll and Kelly both talked this week about finding new ways to get him the ball. Screens, checkdowns, maybe even some slot looks. Anything to keep the defense guessing. And honestly, that's the right call. When you've got a weapon that hot, you feed him until the tank's empty. But still, there's that question. Can Geno bounce back? Because last week was rough. Too many turnovers, not enough composure, and he knows it. You could hear it in his voice after the Bears game. He wasn't making excuses, he was owning it, and that's something Raider Nation can respect. We don't want fake smiles, we want accountability. To be honest with you, this feels like a prove-it game for everyone. Geno, Carroll, Kelly, even the O-line depth. You can't preach resilience and then fold under pressure. You can't say just win, baby, and not fight like hell for it. And maybe that's what makes this week so fascinating, because the Colts will test every inch of this team, mentally, physically, emotionally. But if the Raiders find a way to come out swinging, short-handed and all, that's when we'll know this thing's real. Because what comes next? Oh, it's about a trade rumor that just refuses to die, and it's all centered on one name. Let's switch gears a bit, Raider Nation, because this one's been driving me crazy all week. The trade rumors around Michael Mayer. Yeah, again, every week some reporter somewhere decides to throw Mayer's name into the mix like he's halfway out the door. And honestly, it's getting ridiculous. Look, Mayer hasn't had an easy run. The kid battled injuries, had to split snaps with Brock Bowers, and dealt with a whole new system under Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. But let's not forget, when he's on the field, he's a difference maker. That 63% snap share earlier in the season wasn't an accident. They trust him, they know what he brings, and yet, here come the rumors, oh, maybe the Raiders move him before the deadline, or they'll reset with younger talent. Man, come on. First off, he's already young talent. Second, what sense does it make to trade away one of your few reliable red zone targets when both tight ends are banged up? It's lazy talk. It's people looking for clicks, not football sense. I get it. New regime, new direction. Spytek and Carroll didn't draft him. But so what? Mayer's earning his spot the hard way, and the coaching staff's been praising him since OTAs. When you've got a guy grinding like that, showing up to every rep, fighting through pain, that's not someone you dangle on the trade block. That's someone you build around. And Raider Nation sees it. You can't fool us. We know when a player's giving it everything he's got. We've seen the frustration on Mayer's face after every missed chance, and we've seen him celebrate the small wins too. That's heart, and that's the kind of player you keep in silver and black. Now, here's the part the media forgets. Bauer's injury just made Mayer more important than ever. Even if he's questionable right now, the team needs him in that locker room, in that system, setting the tone. The chemistry he's building with Geno might be slow, but it's growing. You can feel it. To be honest with you guys, I think the trade talk says more about outsiders not understanding this team than anything else. They see stats, we see grit, they see a number 2 tight end, we see a Raider. So yeah, ignore the noise because Mayer's not going anywhere, not this season, not with this roster, because next up, we've got a story that's got fans fired up. Punishment from the NFL after that Wild Bears game. So this last one hit different. Raider Nation. The NFL finally dropped a punishment after that chaotic loss to the Bears, and guess what? It's not for the blocked kick, not for the missed calls, but for a cheap shot. Bears running back Rashawn Johnson just got fined nearly $7,000 for unnecessary roughness using his helmet on a Raiders player in the fourth quarter. About time the league said something. Now look, $7,000, that's lunch money for an NFL player. But it's the principle, man. When you're in a one-point game, emotions run high, but there's no excuse for dangerous hits like that. You could see it in real time. Guys jawing, tempers flaring, the refs missing half of it, and then we find out days later the league quietly fines the guy. Typical. What really stings, though, is how that game slipped away. A single blocked field goal flipped everything. Geno Smith had a tough day, 3 picks, only a few solid drives, but that fine just adds insult to injury. The Raiders were right there, man. One play away, and instead, it's another almost story in a season full of them. To be fair, Geno didn't hide from it. After the game, he faced the media head on and said it straight. I owe it to my teammates to play better. That's accountability. That's leadership. You could hear the anger in his voice, not at the refs, not at the Bears, but at himself. That's the kind of fire this team needs to turn things around, because honestly, that game showed flashes. Ashton Jeanty was a beast. The O-line fought hard even without Colton Miller. The defense played with pride. You could feel the energy at Allegiant. The crowd was loud. The team was swinging. But the turnovers, man, they're killing the momentum. And I get it. Frustration's boiling. Some fans are losing patience, others still believe, but the truth is somewhere in between. This team's got pieces, it's just not clicking yet. And that's what makes this next stretch so critical. You can't let the same mistakes define your season. To be honest with you guys, I think Geno's about to use that frustration as fuel. You can see it in that mix of anger and focus in his eyes. The dude's not done. He's not backing down. And when the quarterback starts playing with emotion and discipline, watch out, because what I've got next might just tie everything together, and it's going to hit deep for every real Raider fan watching. You know, Raider Nation, weeks like this remind us what it really means to wear silver and black. Injuries, rumors, heartbreak, it all hits harder when you care this much, but that's the thing about this team, it never stops fighting. From Mayer pushing through, to Jeanty carrying the load, to Geno owning his mistakes, that's heart. That's commitment. So yeah, the road's rough, but it's still ours. Because with this team, every Sunday's a chance to rise again. Just win, baby, and don't blink, the next one's coming fast.